Welcome to the Trini Tech Cast. This is episode number 58, and we are recording on the 27th of March. Yeah, we're recording kind of late this week.
So let's have like Palm Sunday and Holy Thursday. What you just call the Wednesday? You don't have a special name for the Wednesday.
The Wednesdays, when they take Jesus to pray, he was in the Wednesday. I'm not thinking it. No, sorry, it's not Wednesday, no. Wednesday, he was just talking to the disciples, saying, "All right, fellas, I'm gonna die just now, so with all that." Yeah, that's when he came into the city. So we couldn't record on Sunday because we normally record on Sunday night and release on Wednesday, but I was on camp. And my skin tone is telling me that I was in the sun for a lot.
I was in the sun a lot today too.
But you're still looking like a proper red man, as our red men must be. Yeah, but I get the tan line on your where your jersey is, and you watch your shoulder.
I have that now. Well, I don't know if you will see it, but
nah, I can't see that. Nah,
is it lighting? If it's all different lighting, yeah, that's
all
it.
All I seen is the gun show. That is all I see. Yeah. Nah, I can't show you mine. I have on a hoodie, but yeah, there's a distinct that I looking like I have on a sleeve on my hand right now.
Yeah. Like me too, and a certain lighting. You see it. You see it.
Yeah. But that was my scout camp. I love my scouts.
Yeah, the sun brutal these days.
Yeah, boy. I thought the heat wave thing was coming back, but the place hot, it dry, it arid, it everything, yes?
Yeah. But like today I had the whole Easter bonnet parade, kite flying and all of that, and I told my wife, we do it once. You don't need to do it again.
You took pictures. Yeah, proof that you were there.
I was drained. I was totally drained.
Yeah. That's on taking energy. Easy.
Yeah.
That's the dry season. So yeah. So what you do techie this week? Anything techie?
Building out our server on Linux, our Oracle environment servers. So I'm doing that still. Yeah. In nice. Oracle Cloud too. It's like something like I add for Oracle, but
no, well, I mean, work is work. Yeah. Work is work. I can't remember. No, I was camping all weekend. I can't remember what I do techie. I did something, I told you that I cracked my monitor because I see I fly in the studio and I hit it by mistake. I didn't tell you that.
With your hand?
No, boy. So my headphones, the little headphones bag that I have, right? That's all the headphones.
Yeah.
It have a 1/4-inch jack inside of it. So normally when you're trying to kill a fly, you stick like cloth or something and hit it real hard. I thought it's cloth I hit it, and I swiped that on the monitor. When I do so, but
the fly was on the monitor?
Yeah.
You real brave, boy. Even if it was just cloth, I wasn't doing that.
I don't know, but I just get so annoyed because, I have this sterile environment and I'm like, what a fly doing inside here? And I went to Zik and then I hit it and then I see a spider web on the monitor and all the black thing coming out. I just installed a new monitor there. Well, I use monitor on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same monitor where it was used, so I installed it now and okay, I can see the screen again. But I don't know what to do with the old monitor. If I use it for like somebody's security cameras and just not put a camera where the crack is, because it's like 1/8 of the screen. Yeah, if I break the screen into 8, it's 1/8 of the screen.
1/8.
Bottom left hand side. So I mean, it's still usable.
You might be able to get away with it. You never know.
I'll think about finding some use for the monitor because I would hate to think that so stupid that I mash up a monitor. All right. So today we are going into our 3 normal topics, 2 local, one international. The local is traffic light automation, finally. They have installed some automated traffic lights technology on the east-west, on the highway, the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. And I think they installed some down south also. and we will talk about it. And well, for both of us living in the East, we would have seen some of it. So we'll talk about it a little bit and see how that actually going to change things, because it's technology that makes sense, kinda. Cybersecurity money from the IMF. Last week we spoke a bit about the IMF and the amount of money that they have available. Apparently that money is being used, or so the article says. And there's another thing about the central bank that might be using the IMF also, using cybersecurity. But we will talk about that and see how we're looking when it comes to security with our financial transactions. And what actually is broadband? The standard for broadband has changed. They finally updated it in the States. Will America sneeze and we will catch a cold and we will actually define broadband properly? I don't know. Let's see. So let's go into the first topic. I could see you're ready to talk about that one, man. Going into the first one. Traffic light automation. Alright, so this one is a YouTube video. It's 1 minute and 22 seconds. So I'll play the YouTube video and we will ask ourselves the hard questions after.
A new traffic camera system has been installed at the traffic junctions from UWI intersection on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway to the Golden Grove intersection. Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan says the new system will help manage the flow of traffic in a much more efficient way.
It also helps us in terms of like security, because if something happens on the intersection, we are monitoring real time. We can have information at the traffic center where all the traffic lights will be monitored and synchronized and operating from one center in the very near future.
The minister explains how the system works.
So this manages the intersection in real time from an above camera. And the maintenance on this is significantly less than what was previously installed.
Chief Traffic Engineer Dande Pickett says the system will eventually be monitoring every intersection in the country.
Where we have major intersections, we'll be installing this. So most of the groundwork already is in. It's just for the cameras to be installed and operationalized. So this is already working.
Minister Sinanan notes the new traffic system not only detects vehicles, but also pedestrians using the roadway. Carrie-Ann Brown-Campbell, TTT News.
All right, so I want to go to the part where it have this big cabinet with all sorts of stuff inside it, and I'm with a laptop looking like you're working in a server room. Right, this part here. Right, see now it? Right. So it looking like he in a server room, and you have the laptop that slide out. You know them racks on them, the laptop that slide out. Right. It have like a power generator thing here. What's looking like some patch cables, looking like some power thing underneath here, an extra power thing, another voltage regulator, some kind of thing. It had real technology inside of here. And I was like, ooh, we reaching somewhere. But you notice is a big panel that is probably I decided, remember them old telephone panels where they had all the telephone wires inside of it, and many used to be plugging in wires inside. You ever see one of those?
Yeah.
Right.
Old enough to still remember those, yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think it's looking like that. So my first thought is vandalism. If a man like decide to go and knock this down or try to break into it or crack into it, you could mess up our traffic light system quite easily if you want to.
I mean, he will be identified by the cameras first, you know.
But what if a car is driving very wildly and hit this down? Yeah. I know it definitely will be centralized, right? But all of this equipment, because our traffic lights basically before was just a circuit board. I just had a timer and a sensor. So the sensor they used to put in the road, they used to kind of dig like a very, very thin line in the road and put this kind of metal strip in it that would create like an electromagnetic field. And once you break the field, it'll be like, all right, it'll sense a car there. But them sensors used to get real trouble. Like you ever buy one of them lights and you just kind of realize.
You had to keep rolling up. You
had to roll up.
Not changing and
Yeah, that was tough. So that was a real simple system. This one is a lot more complex, which I'm glad for. I'm really glad for. However, let me talk about the actual operational efficiency of this thing. Like
the claims that they made in terms of improving the traffic.
Improving traffic, No.
I mean, Like
Oh my God.
as you know, both of us probably pass where they install these cameras, regularly since they install them. I even saw while they were installing them, and I'll probably say I don't really notice much of a difference in terms of traffic and traffic flow and congestion and that kind of thing. What about you?
Me, nothing. I haven't noticed a thing, and I don't think that it is a big change when it's rush hour, because here's what these cameras doing basically in a nutshell. You have this camera that is a 360 camera, and it just panning and scanning everything. I don't know if it's panning and scanning, but it could be just a 360 camera that could see all directions, right? And all it's looking for is, okay, it will have some sort of AI technology or some sort of vehicle recognition technology to be like, car. The major highway has 20 cars. The smaller road, the minor road has 5 cars. We should let the major highway go. And the major highway will go with the 20 cars. And then after a while, it must have some logic that'll be like, okay, if the minor road gets 10 cars, then stop the major highway. Some kind of logic like that would be taking place. However, our major highway doesn't have no 20 cars during rush hour. It's a line of cars. 400 cars could be on them lanes all the way down the road. So the logic of it, basically just gonna go back to our timer, which is, all right.
Yeah.
Left.
And I mean, if you look at, I sent you an article there, right? If you look at the article, there was discussing, in terms of same thing, cameras at an intersection, what's the benefits and stuff like that. And a lot of it seems to be, rather than, a part of it is, the traffic congestion and looking at that issue, but a big part of it is, monitoring stuff, surveillance, gathering data, in order to make certain decisions. So, as I see that, the first one is
improve traffic flow. Second one is enhanced data gathering. I could see data gathering being important. Let me say they want to decide to put interchange in place. They could use this to gather the data to say, okay, this is the interchange that we should build first, because here usually
because
has
of as I said, the peak times and
large amount of cars. Traffic crime prevention. Well, no. That's bad, right? If I go to the police and say, we had an accident by the intersection.
I need the surveillance to carry to my insurance. What do I say?
Will the police give me that?
Or would the cameras be working?
There's always say the cameras not working. But this one seems like it's not the police controlling it. This is the Ministry of Works and Transport for sure. So let me give them the benefit of the doubt and say they have a operation center that is going to be able to pull this information. This could help people with their accident and insurance claims, and even probably the fire department and thing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's as if, as I say, they're actually going to release that information. We don't know if it's, you need some type of special grant or something. Because, like, for me, when I got in an accident, the officer say, go and make a report. I went to make the report. And then somebody else told me, go and collect the report. And then when I went to the other station, I was like, nah, you can't get this report. All again is receipt. So I was like, we're going on with the report. I was like, nah, the insurance company had to request it and it had to go through here and go through there. So it's like,
but
how readily available that type of information would be to the public. For the police if they're carrying out an investigation.
Yeah, the same police will come by you and tell you that you have to give them your CCTV camera footage because they need it for an investigation, and you as a private citizen can't tell them no.
You could. Well, look, hypothetically speaking, you could tell them the camera's not working. Not saying this is what you should do, but
once they demand it, you have to give it to them.
No, if you tell them it's working, what are they gonna do? They're gonna come in your house and check your DVR.
They will be like about seeing the red light on it.
Yeah, I'll say with DVR don't work.
So the hard drive ticking. Yeah, I had a friend who had a predicament to a policeman come and ask for the footage.
Cause say 10 years ago, whatever, that'll be okay. But the climate we in now, right? You know, if you give your footage to a certain crime and it lead to somebody getting arrested, you could kind of tell where the footage come from.
Yep, the angle, correct.
Yeah, and people could potentially
victimize you basically. Yeah.
Yep. So
what I think that the Ministry of Works and Transport believes is happening here is that they have a AI. Well, although they didn't use it with AI at all, which I applaud them for, right? Because I know it was almost very easy to say AI is doing this, but they have some sort of management system that is going to be like a policeman at the intersection making the right decision every single time. But that's not happening. That's not happening. What I could see happening is the good thing about it is when you're driving in the night and you're driving on the highway and the highway totally clear and then the light just change and you're looking all around you and see no cars anywhere, that will make a big difference, because that means possibly you could get all green lights going all the way down the road once it have no other cars at the intersection.
And, you know, growing up, it has something I always heard, you know, it's like, once it's after 12 in the night and it no cars around, it's okay to break the light.
I have heard that many times, and not just for no cars being out wrong from a safety perspective. People will say when you stop by them lights, people will come by a car, people can rob you, all kind of things. So yes, I admitting that I have broken many lights at like 2 o'clock in the morning. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll pull up to that light slowly and then be like, it had no cars on either side. I driving through because I was paranoid or afraid. So if this working through the night properly, it will help those times. But the rush hour traffic and the peak hour traffic, it just gonna be a timer based on logic. And
and I think you know, they mentioned, you know, in terms of helping with the traffic, but I think it will more lean on the side of data gathering and probably surveillance.
Surveillance, for
monitoring road accidents or crimes even, you know.
Yeah.
I think it'll more lean in that direction.
And I wouldn't doubt that the police will have some sort of way to get a live feed of this because of the intersections. Because remember, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it had this ridiculously big contract where they had put cameras all over the country, and we see the little arch cameras going up all over. And I think that was when Gary was what's the word again? What was the word?
Commissioner of Police.
The Commissioner of Police, Gary was the Commissioner of Police. And they had the National Operation Center, and they was monitoring all the cameras and intersections. And then when something go down, it's like, so where the footage? Like, the camera's not working anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Because they didn't pay the people. Or whatever it was, it could be that they didn't pay the people, or it could be that the cameras just stopped working and it was not maintained. So if this thing is in place, how long you think the maintenance is going to be carried out for? Did they learn from the mistakes? That's my question. You think they learn from the mistakes?
I really hope so. I don't know.
Because it's not just a one direction pointing camera. There's a 360 camera. This camera costing money. Yeah.
As you know, as we saying before, I think I see it leaning more in the direction of trying to help with crime. Like, say, all right, a crime get committed here, a robbery, or somebody steal a car, and the takeoff. You know, if the police had the ability to tap into that, and they could say, all right, this person passed here, they passed there. You know, they could a more intelligence and data driven approach to crime fighting. You know, so I hope it could help in that sense.
Yeah, I hope it helped there, because it didn't help. The only thing helping us on the East-West corridor is interchanges, because
like at least with the carjackings and stealing cars, you know, at least if it's this person car gets stolen, they could track it down. And I mean, if it has AI,
last known location,
if it has that kind of ability to, you know, automatically pick up or flag a car that missing or something like that.
Yeah, I think that would come into play if they get the identifiable license plate or some kind of thing. They was called like the RFID license plate or some kind of thing about it. It had some license plate that they were talking about again a few years ago. But if the licensing office does that, then yeah, I guess that would make sense. And it would be like the shows, you know. So I saw the car by this traffic light. It's by this intersection now. It went by this intersection here. Turn left. They're coming for you. That kind of thing. That would be cool. So all in all, I applaud this from a surveillance perspective. From a traffic perspective, lies. Yeah. I still yet to drive home in the night and see if I get all green lights. If I drive home,
like for me, I try not to stay out too late, so I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to do that. Like, I don't think now can catch me 2, 3, even 12 in the night driving home.
Correct. I might have some early morning sometimes, so I will see how that works. Because sometimes when I go into work in the morning, I leave home 5:30, right? And,
that's still you still meet some traffic. Yeah,
you still meet traffic, but there have been some times when the traffic was flowing and we get a red light, and when you look across, it's 2 cars want to turn onto the highway now. And I like, but them 2 cars stop the whole highway, boy? They could at least get 5 cars or something. But if those 2 cars turn onto the highway, will the traffic light change back automatically as soon as those 2 cars drive off? Because what has happened now, the 2 cars has passed, and then you had to wait a whole 30 seconds again and keep looking to see if another car coming. So I could probably check that out when school open, and I'll think about it. But I like it. I agree that it's something that should be done, and this should help the situation. In some ways. All right, cool. Well, that was a riveting talk. Next one, what we're coming up to next is the central bank. Central bank working on a cybersecurity approach, but I don't really want to talk about the cybersecurity part. There's some hints in the article that I want to look at because they seem to be telling us a story about how cybersecurity money is being spent and also how cybersecurity with ATMs is taking place. So we'll be back after this with the central bank.
In today's digital age, every business needs a strong online presence to reach new customers and stay competitive. But not every business needs a complex website or a full-fledged e-commerce solution. At makeITsimpleTT, we understand that every business has unique needs, and we offer a range of tailored solutions to fit those needs. Over the years, we've helped many businesses. Our services include website design and development. We create a professional and user-friendly website like these that represent your brand and drives results. Invoicing and payment processing. We can streamline your billing process with a user-friendly invoicing system that integrates seamlessly with most payment gateways, and you can receive online payments easily. We also do automated order forms, which allows you to collect orders online and customer information effortlessly and send back automated emails, notifications, and reminders, and then you just have to make the sale at the end. So you can contact us today to learn more about how we can help make your business more successful, or you could visit makeITsimpleTT.com/business.
All right. So we're back and we're talking about this article here by our friend Peter Christopher. One day I'll have to track down Peter and tell him come on the podcast because Peter Christopher seems to be the tech reporter for The Guardian, apparently. Senior reporter, of course. Yeah. All right. Despite several instances of major cyber attacks in TNT in recent years, the central bank has yet to implement a dedicated unit for cybersecurity. So they're basically saying we don't have a dedicated unit because, well, our job is really to make sure money and fraud and thing doesn't take place. Cybersecurity is not exactly something that we were built to do. So they're saying that they're trying to plan it. But this paragraph here is what I want to jump out to. She explained that the bank did recognize that cybersecurity was a top 2 global concern globally, and it had been undergoing training and working on advice from the International Monetary Fund concerning its approach. The central bank is aware that cybersecurity is increasing with the efforts towards digitization. We know this is only going to increase it as it's one of the top 2 risks everywhere in the world. And we have, in this regard, we would have commissioned technical assistance from the IMF, and that has been ongoing. So remember last week when we spoke about the IMF and the 43 million at 43 billion?
42 million.
42
was
million,
it the IMF or was it the
Inter-American Bank?
That was the IDB. Yeah, not the IMF. Yeah.
Okay. IDB, IMF, basically, we give you money to do something and you pay me back, no?
Yeah, but the IMF are a little more dread in terms of...
you gotta make sure you know what you're doing with that money.
The own, yeah.
Yes. So, that means that we are being given some sort of standards from the international people that given us this money, which I am glad for. Because if there are standards in place, then we could be at least sure that the government knows what to do. If they do it or consistently do it, that's a whole different story. But at least when it gets implemented, you could be sure that the IMF and the IDB or IMDB or whoever it is, they would say, we're not stamping our approval on this until you all have such and such things in place, certifications, yada, and those sort of things. And I think that's good to know. But the problem is, for your central bank not to have a dedicated department, I guess that's what the article looking for, a dedicated cybersecurity department. That's a little concerning, because the first place that cybersecurity is required is when with people money, and
yeah. I mean, it could probably be tying in with the institution itself, and it in terms of bringing about change. The central bank, is a very old institution. Cybersecurity is probably something that's new, so and bringing it on board hasn't I'd probably say it hasn't been a priority over the past few years. It probably now come to the forefront within the last, probably it's hard to say, probably last year or two. So the probably now is like, I wouldn't say running around like whatever, but it's like, yeah, we need to get this in place now.
But then again, like from a technical perspective, the central bank is responsible for disbursing funds to all of the banks in the country and making sure that funds are available for all the transactions that take place and controlling the foreign exchange and all of that drama. And I feel, I don't know, I could be wrong, that a lot of the bulk of the work that's been left to the local banks to do all of that management, and or they just report us how much money they need or how we have to handle it.
I was gonna say that, like, which one are there? So all those services you talk about dispersing money and whatever, right? Which one of those things are public facing? Most of it is probably interfacing between them and the banks themselves would have to have some protocol or policy in place in terms of making sure things are secure.
And the banks traditionally have been the leaders in technology implementation for many things, because they know if they lost the money, they're going through.
Especially cyber security. I know at least 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, they were real big on cyber security, much less for now.
Yeah, and the central bank, well, if they lose the money, they just print more. Or they just be like, we could cover that up by just injecting some more money into the system. The only problem would be the foreign exchange part. But the foreign exchange part would have been wire transfers again with Chase Manhattan Bank or all them other banks. They would control all of that. And they'd be like, okay, we sent you all the US, and whatever all they do with it after, that is all their business. We know they pay for it. So I don't think the central bank had much of an issue. But now, because of the amount of digital transactions are going to start to take place with payment for government services and all of those things, the central bank is going to become like a bank where you have to actually collect money securely and pay out monies. Well, they still print checks, but if they get to the point, this means that they're probably getting to the point of giving people their money not in checks, like it deposited to your account, please. Tell me if you
I still waiting on my income tax returns, income tax from last year.
Yeah. So the central bank going to have to start to respond like a bank, and therefore they're going to have to take cybersecurity very seriously, because now they will become public facing Yeah, you're totally correct. They become public facing because now your payments to the government are going to become digital.
But would central bank be handling that, or would it be like in First Citizens is like government owned? Would they just do it through First Citizens?
I
Like
don't
no,
think.
I'm not sure how it's handled now. Like, you know, you go to a licensing or you go somewhere, you pay something online. Where that money does go?
Well, I know for sure we pay, people have court pay. And court pay is collecting money for you and transfer it to wherever it's supposed to go. So I gather that they'll send it to the First Citizens Bank. But from being in like a neutral perspective, if all the payments are going through the government and going through First Citizens Bank and government, the other banks could cry foul now. And they could say, well, First Citizens' monopoly on all the payment systems is unfair to us. Why we didn't get a chance to? And all them kind
who
of
they
things.
gonna cry foul to? Like, who would they cry foul to and going to care enough to actually do anything?
Democracy.
It's like they will cry foul and okay, who cares?
Yeah, correct. But if you're a central bank, you need to go into the digital age and you need to handle the digital transactions, especially government payments. And well, if FCB handling it, maybe, but they should be able to handle a lot more digital payments than before. Yeah. And cybersecurity for those.
I know the banks shared cybersecurity. Like,
why?
I wouldn't say 15 years. I don't think it's that long. So at least probably 15 years ago. But I used to work before. That guy used to work in the bank. He was a cybersecurity person, right? He used to work in the bank and he came to work where I used to, the new place I went to work, right?
Yeah.
And the types of things he bring with him and implement was like he had to jump through a million hoops to do some simple things because he does locking things on so much. And so much so, like it had other cybersecurity people in other
companies,
sites in different different country or whatever, right? They themselves used to complain that he locking it down too much. So that's the level. It's like
it's called standards.
Double and triple lockdown barriers between.
Because if you lost our money, you lost our money. Now, in this article, there's also a part. Let me tell you. During the GSE fraud squad, Senior Superintendent Aled Groom also admitted there were significant challenges in identifying those who committed fraud through card skimming, because card skimming was a real big thing, right? So he said we have an enormous amount of ABM fraud and credit card fraud. However, the difficulty is because it's like a hidden crime. Because when you had the card, basically, once you swipe the card, you don't know where it happened, who it happened with, what machine it was on, all them kind of things. You might know where the money went, but you can't trace it back to anything. But it went down further to said, Groom said that as a result, in his 15 years of pursuing such cases, there have been very few convictions. He, however, confirmed that since the introduction of chip cards, such reports had reduced significantly. And I love that also. I'm real glad to hear that since chip cards reduce, the amount of card skimming is reducing, and that puts us in a place where everybody else in the world, well, every developed nation in the world was there 15 years ago. However, things like this, like news like this, they should use that as the evangelism tool to say, y'all, digital transactions are actually safer, in case you didn't know. Like, there are pros to this that you don't even understand. Because before, when you had the other card, or when you're walking around with all that cash and all this kind of thing, you had to sell it.
The flip side of that is people will be like, I don't want my credit card to get leaked online. See what happened to TSTT?
Yeah, but somebody had to tell them or somebody else to say, we have data that shows that, and nobody cares about data. Nobody cares about things that make sense. I was listening to, I don't have to say this, I really don't want to go into politics, but I was listening to the Minister of Finance talking about property tax and them kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying that property tax is going to expose people for their unjust financial gain. And basically saying, if you have 20 properties, but you listed as a clerk too in the Ministry of something, how you have 20 properties, and that should put a red flag up in the system. Now, that is him saying that from a logical perspective. But if you have a financial system that has technology integrated in it, you could automatically flag them things, boy. Like you could just have a flag in the system to be like, okay, anybody that had to pay a certain amount of money, over a certain amount of money on property tax, there must be a correlation to their job. And if the correlation to their job and the position not matching up, then cool.
You asking for too much in this initial implementation. Because right now they're not even getting the values of the properties right. You know what I mean? I saw like I saw what the work that went into it, like the technology side. You ever saw that? In terms of the
where it have that on YouTube or something? You see that?
With GIS and stuff like that. I could probably see if I find
I never see that before because I really interested to know how they do that. Because if the financial system is given the opportunity to digitize these things, creating the flags is quite simple. It's a if statement. And I mean, it's a if statement in our database and all kind of drama. But it's still a if statement. The same company that are paying the $5 million a year to do the e-tax, they could just code it in. They could just code it in and say, all right, cool. We have that in place. And you have the ability to point out this sort of drama that's going on. And I want to see that. I
found it.
Yes, anything in chat there?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah. All right, I get it. Yeah. So, I don't know what they put in place, but whatever it is they put in place.
Learn how the government of Trinidad, they could see there, they could really
learn how the government of Trinidad and Tobago is using GIS technology to develop their inaugural tax valuation rule for the nation. Ooh.
Yeah,
wow.
I saw this.
No?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a bit long, but they could just skim through, like, you know, like just play the intro and whatever. That's like a minute or so. Yeah, skip to 22 minutes, 20 seconds.
22 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay.
See if it will allow you.
But
yeah,
so
I mean,
what they use in Google Maps or?
No, they use GIS. So hopefully it load the internet. Yeah. Right. So yeah. Like if you look at the whole video, it more or less give you an idea how they use GIS, and as well as, you know, looking at prices and similar house types to kind of automatically map the prices for certain buildings and homes and stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty long video, but I guess you could put it in the description.
I'll put it because it must have somebody that will watch it. I actually want to watch it on 2X.
Yeah, you could look at it. It's interesting.
Here's what, right? Yeah, in my mind, I was like, there's no way they could value every property manually, right? There's no way. And
what I want to say to stuff like this is like, somebody had to send this to me. Why this not, like, you know, more? And this is the first time you're seeing it, as you say, you know?
Yeah.
Something like this should be, you know, let the people see, let you know, people who into technology or otherwise, you know, have an idea, a little more transparency. It shouldn't be it hidden somewhere away in this
Esri.com, community.esri.com, yeah. Like, how they didn't do, the others didn't make, I hope this made the news at some point in time and I just didn't watch it.
I don't think I ever saw anything on this.
But yeah, this is really important because to know, for the people to know how the valuation is taking place of your property, then it would at least give you a gauge to know, all right, they probably using the system, therefore I might have to do an appeal because of my property is worth so much money, but I gonna get actual valuation. Because I know you could appeal it and whatnot. But it's that technology going on, and we not, I don't know if we're afraid to tell people about the technology because they will say that it can't be trusted. That might be a valid argument, which is how I know this map thing, going and check me and be like, do you use Google Maps to get from one place to another?
They combined it with the I thought people going out on the ground, house to house or whatever, collecting information and doing their own evaluation, to kind of combine the two together in order to produce the final, part of the final product or result.
Well, I mean, I willing to pay me $60 a month.
Yeah.
So they say. But technologically wise, I want to pay that property tax online too, because I just
I don't want to pay it at all.
Long story short, long story short, they implementing the technology for the central bank, but they don't have cybersecurity. But central bank definitely has to start to take cybersecurity seriously because they are going to be in a digital economy. Your central bank now becomes a digital bank. And once you're handling transactions, you had to make sure that the transactions could be safe and secure. All right, cool. We'll see how that goes. I would love to see how it pans out and what they say. You think do you think there's a need for digital reporting in the country now? Because we talk about all the professionals and all them things that you need and whatnot, but there should be some knowledgeable technical people in the media houses to do digital reporting now so that they could ask the right questions. Yeah, you think so?
When you say digital reporting, you mean like more
technical?
I would have,
like I would have the Verge, it have the thing, it have these
like a kind of tech-based media house, like a tech section.
Because we have TechTT and different places that publish an article like once a month and thing. But they know the right questions to ask. And a lot of the times when these politicians talking, the normal media houses are just ask the basic questions about politics and those sort of things.
Too, if you're under a media house, you have different access compared to, say, as you say, tech news or whatever. They might
correct.
be like bona fide journalists, but if you get journalists that are specialized in that,
Yeah, tech reporting.
Sometimes too, you might have the good questions, but the politicians probably won't have the answers if it's too technical, But
I feel we need that, and that's something I probably want to try to, I don't know, play. We could try to play our part in it, and if it is at all possible, I wouldn't mind creating a second podcast and a little website and thing to ask technical questions and get some sort of understanding, because a key part of the digital economy is education and understanding. And if you don't have somebody who's able to provide understanding for some of the things that are going in place, the population will just always be red. No, you see them put in because that's blah, blah, and then I thinking about the little 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds are coming up now, and they want to be coming up in this digital economy. Yeah, at least let them understand, okay, the digital economy has certain ramifications. These are the things that they're putting in place and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think that matters a lot.
The generation where you still have some hope for them.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So they wouldn't come into our old politics with new technology. That would just be a disaster. All right. Well done. Conversation popping. What actually is broadband? What was the actual standard for broadband you think right now? Without looking at the article.
10 megabits.
10 down and how much up?
2.
Well, boy, oh boy, do I have a surprise for
205.
you. We're coming back this now. We'll be back after this. What actually is broadband? The FCC has made a change.
Have you ever tried to order something online using a Visa debit card, but you can't? Is shopping online something you always do already using a Skybox, but sometimes you need advice on knowing what to buy or what will work? I'm Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT, and we aim to make technologies that solve problems in a Caribbean context. So we created Order It. What is it, you ask? What is Order It? It's an app and a website that helps you order it in two ways. The first way is if you already order things online. You're familiar with using a Skybox, you're familiar with using a credit card, but sometimes you don't always have answers to certain questions, like which laptops will get a warranty in Trinidad, which phones will work on the Digicel network or the mobile network. So our app helps you order it. Every product that we list in the app, we will let you know the truth based on the experience of 20 years of ordering things online and using various Skyboxes in Trinidad and Tobago. So here are some of the questions that the app answers for you based on the products that we list. What are the taxes? Why does it cost so much when I actually get it? What is dimensional weight? All these questions and more, we answer in the app because we want to help you order it. All you have to do is simply pick from our list of recommended items that we know and trust because we've ordered it already. Follow through the payment process. We'll order it and we can even have it delivered to you. So why don't you give it a try? Search for Order It by makeITsimpleTT in the App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can even go online to orderit.makeITsimpleTT.com and check and see if we could answer some of your questions and help you in the process of ordering it.
All right, so according to The Verge, the FCC has finally decreed that 25 megabits and 320 down, 3 up is not considered broadband. That is what the standard of broadband has been for the past however long. It is 2024, and somebody who has that speed could be told, yeah, well, we selling your broadband internet. Wickedness. So I think our new threshold, frankly, should be 100 megabits per second. I think anything short of that shortchanges our children, our future, and our new digital economy. So they changed it to 100 down and 20 up.
Wow,
and
that's like our first world standard. I don't think we could. Oh, we boy Shivam and
he don't have broadband. Yeah, dial up. He was at 25. Well, technically, they considered that he would have been being sold broadband internet. And everybody else threw around the word broadband. Like, you'd be like, yeah, broadband. You know, all the ISPs on them, they would say, we're giving you broadband. So now you need to get 120. Now, is this the advertised speed or is this the tested speed? That is where it's going to get serious, because they could say, yeah, you're going to get 120 on a day when nobody on the internet.
Yeah.
But if it's the tested speed, then this will make it actually sensible. Here's what they say, right? 45 million Americans lack access to both 100 down 20 up megabits per second fixed service, which is the intermediate percentage, huh?
Yeah, you know what? Since you're talking about that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, say right before the pandemic, right? My aunt, she had bought a home in the suburbs, right? And say in the US, right? And her internet was like 20 megabits, you know, and I think it was Verizon. Verizon said that they're not coming to think no fiber unless they get some type of compensation or something, right?
Yeah, the government there's actually government to help them with it.
Her taxes had to go up in order for her to get higher internet speed.
What do you mean her taxes had to go up? Like, what do you mean?
I think some to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So they had to tax them more so that more money will go into the government for that state, so that the state could put in the infrastructure, so that they would be able to. In America, they have this kind of public-private partnership with running wires for some reason. I'm not too sure how or why it came about, but that's a thing. And they will be like, well, it doesn't make sense for us to try to do it because it will cost us too much money and our profit margins will be too low because our our margins are already small and all that kind of thing. But if the states could run, they run fiber all over the place. I remember at the time Google was running fiber because they could, and the government was trying to get Google to run the fiber for them, and Google saying, "Nah, boy, all they milking we ain't really fighting this down with all you." So, first of all, status is 100 down 20 up. Now, by and large, our internet on the East-West corridor meets the standard for broadband, right? It have anything less than 100 in selling in any of them, any ISP. You check Flow, I'll check Digicel.
You forget it have others.
I know. let me just start there. We'll see how that goes. Anybody selling less than, I've seen 200 is the lowest for Digicel right now. 200, 350, 500, that's all they have. Check Amplia.
How much years I ain't go on Flow website?
Amplia internet rates. Amplia site fighting. I just want to see. Amplia has 150 starting.
Okay, Flow is 250 starting.
Okay. So then, question is, we now Amplia about 1 gig for 750. 1 gigabit and one gig down, 500 up. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Quite interesting. Right. So broadband in Trinidad and Tobago is good.
Yeah, for the most part. I'm not sure. Hopefully things improve in the, it are areas where, you have some kind of, not dead zones, but it might have a little drop off in terms of how much you will actually get. So it'll be a bit lower than this, but for
Question
the most
is, let me see. So the question is, will that, I guess that that definition will translate down to places like us and everywhere in the world eventually of what is considered broadband internet or certain places.
Maybe the article was from who? Who was the authority there?
The FCC.
Oh, I was not gonna say the FCC. So that's like a suggestion or something they want to put in.
No, they
like,
passed it. They passed
Oh,
the
it
bill.
passed already. Huh.
Yeah, it passed already. So you can't claim that you have broadband unless you.
You know what the proof would be if something like that get passed in the EU.
Well, that's what I'm now going to talk about, right? So I just Googled the EU, the European Union internet speed, and they have 100 as
broadband.
Yeah. Fast broadband for speeds between 30 and 100. Ultra fast for speeds higher than 100. So
they have between 30 and 100.
Yeah, that's considered fast broadband, and then they have ultra fast broadband.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but that was in 2018. Yeah, this is a whole special report. Hey,
2018 was 6 years ago. That way there.
Yeah, that's
well, at least
weird.
to me.
No, it is. Like, we have this kind of age thing.
Yeah, because like for me, COVID was just like it just sucked the time away. Yeah. That was like 3 years of your life just, I don't know what I would say went down the drain, but that's 3 years that, like, nothing much happened.
Yeah. So the broadband Europe connectivity goals for 2025 are ambitious. 1 gigabit, a gigabit internet for main socioeconomic drivers, 5G coverage for all areas, and 100 megabit per second for all European households. That's their goal by next year. Everybody had to get 100 at least.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the EU, the EU probably like this was published in, I can't remember when it was, but they set it for 2025.
Okay.
And they have full gigabit coverage by 2030. That's their goal.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you travel to Europe, you can
I
just
never traveled to Europe.
hotels anywhere.
You ever traveled to Europe?
Yeah. I went France already, and I can't remember what else I went. Somewhere else since I did. Can't remember. But if you go to a hotel, you're supposed to be able to get 100. Because everywhere's supposed to have 100. But again, you're laughing. Are we with you?
I know, checking to see if the place have.
Yeah. But again, my question is that actual speed or advertised speed? Because if it's actual speed, then lawsuits and them kind of thing could start to become a thing now.
Yeah.
Which I'm not too sure about. But I guess we should have that sort of standard. That's what we should be living by. I think we should be living by that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then from so what do you call not broadband? What
Dial-up.
What do you call speeds?
Well, it had something before broadband. What's DSL? I can't remember what DSL was again.
Digital subscriber lines?
Yeah. What speed that was?
DSL was 50. No, what was 1 megabit per second? Yeah, that was Blink. Blink used to be touting 1 megabit per second on Blink because it was using your phone line basically, but that don't exist anymore. So, they have. I'm trying to find out too. No, they didn't say anything. They just have internet. You just have internet. So before you have an internet connection and you have a broadband connection. Somebody will have to clear that up. I don't know. But if you have less than that, then best you don't sell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Best you don't sell. I guess that'll be tough. That'll be tough. Right. So let me go on to the random story. You still want to talk about that? The Red Company.
The Red Company.
You're laughing. Seriously.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Or the postpaid thing.
Oh, nah, you could look at the random story.
Alright, let me go to the random story. And so I go and randomly refresh the technology page on this going into random story. Let's see what tech news we could point out and talk about and say things about. Alright, time for the random story. Let's go. Let's see what we have. Google's circle to search is coming to more phones. That was on a Pixel. Yeah, you could circle something and then it will zoom in on it and search for that image, however. That was there. Samsung declined to make 2025 iPhone SE 4 displays. It's like, they're still making an iPhone SE?
Who's going to make it then?
Bro, I don't know. LG, maybe. But they're not selling. I guess it's probably not financially viable to make an iPhone SE because the screen too small and they'll just be wasting money. Nobody wants a small phone anymore. Diablo 4 adds ray tracing. WWDC will include a... yeah. You really suffer about Apple ready to jump into AI and they wanted to use Gemini and thing in their phones.
9 seat. You know, you see Gemini have a free trial until, a 2-month free trial. Yeah, the entire credit card, but Pro, advanced,
Oh, for real? Nah, I didn't see it. I probably get an email about it and I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
But
I activate it. I using it.
Okay. And then your credit card will automatically get charged.
Yeah, I will. But I will remind it to cancel it.
Yeah. When is it actually help? What actually help you with?
The stuff I was doing, the Linux stuff.
With the Oracle. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Giving it feeding it some errors and say, what to do here? You know?
Okay. Oh,
it's helping to a certain extent, and it reach a point where it can't really help you, and you have to go and search in the Oracle forums, the Oracle support.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna change the article. This one, you see the Neuralink brain implant, the man who's playing Mario Kart now, you know?
Oh, I know you was playing some other game too, but
You
not
played
Mario
chess.
Kart.
The first video
Yeah.
was chess, and the second one now is Mario Kart. Because you have the Neuralink inside it. This is the video I'm playing chess here.
And he paralyzed, I think.
And so this is one of the things that y'all have enabled me to do, something that I wasn't able to really do much the last few years, especially not like this. I had to use like a mouse stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain. If y'all can see the cursor moving around the screen, that's all me, y'all. It's pretty cool, huh? So one of the first times y'all gave me complete control over this, I actually stayed up until, I don't know, like 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6. It was worth it, I guess is the best way to put it.
So that was one, and then he basically a celebrity now. They have he all over the place. So I saw one where he was playing Mario Kart. Just the other day I was talking in work, and one of them was like, "How do you think the world gonna be in the next 10 years? We'll be thinking things and whatnot." I was like, 10 years? Yeah. I was like, "Gil," well, the person I was saying I was called a Gil. I said, "Gil, that happening now." She's like, "What? What shipping is he talking?" And I was like, "Look, this man moving it. No mouse, no cursor, and he's playing chess. So you could think things and a computer will do it right now." And I showed them basically there's bore a hole in your skull and make a circular disc and implant a circular disc on your head. So you basically have a big button on your head with some neurons and things pointing in. And I think it's cool. I think it's good that it exists. Yeah, if you see the sign up site for it, it says that you must be a paraplegic or a quadriplegic. You must have somebody to take care of you. You must sign over your life. Okay, they didn't say you must sign over your life, but you must sign a disclaimer that says, well, hey, if this goes south, you contribute to science. And I want to like say, yeah, it's cool. What you think the problems will be?
Dying.
But you're a quadriplegic. Like, what? Give
I
some
mean,
life?
so doing this type of work on quadriplegic or people like that is kind of the precursor to doing it for regular people. You know, there's kind of like the trials. The human trials
you
are doing
could say
right now.
You could call it the lab rats. They are the lab rats. Yeah.
I was going to test dummies, but
because they consider to be disposable. Honestly, that's what the testers will see scientifically speaking.
So right now, that's probably it, you know. And as I said, they are probably the first ones, and eventually, I sure Elon Musk's goal is to have it implanted on regular people and for people I think he wanted to do it with blind people.
Yes, that the next article I'm pulling up right now. It could cure blindness, he says.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk
one of it was supposed to be restore like help the quadriplegic people restore the movement, you know. But
right now they're restoring sight in monkeys, and he said that
when you say restore, is it monkeys that were just blind and had no idea what sight is, or you went blind? You know what I mean? Like you had sight before.
Well, it as far as I see it targeting your optical nerve. So even if you was blind before, it will basically just bypass your eye.
That will be groundbreaking because somebody that blind, like
born blind.
Yeah, they never see anything. Like they just know nothing, not even black, just nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so that will be remarkable for me. This one, I don't know, but that one, when they start doing stuff like that, I'll be like,
well, it
probably
would
the risk.
Because with this one, they started off with pigs. I remember they had the one with the pig, and the pig was they was checking the nerve impulses in the pig while it was walking on a treadmill or something like that. Then they graduated to monkeys, and now they reached the human trials. So if they reach monkeys for the blind one, I want to see it. Pun intended, not intended. But Elon is a weird man, but I really liking this.
Yeah. So there's this just part of science, right? In terms of linking to your brain and stuff like that, and restoring certain functionalities. What about reversing aging? What about that type of stuff? You know, what do you think about that? Being able to tap into certain, I don't know, genetic code or tapping and splice certain things.
The CRISPR genes thing,
Yeah, add some gene from some animal that does live 500 years and be able to reverse your aging.
Jurassic Park.
So you see like a 90-year-old lady. Next 2 weeks, you see she looking like 60, then she look 50, 40, that type of thing.
I personally believe
that on the horizon.
Yeah, it's on the horizon. It there. I think it is there, and they're going to try to do it. But I personally believe everybody had to die, and you should die.
But
you should die.
I think you think these people like Bezos and Bill Gates, them type of people, look how much money they have, billions of dollars. You don't think they pouring a lot of that into that type of research? Because I mean, they're getting older, they're in the 60s or whatever, you know. They can't take the money with them, pour it into something like that, where they could prolong, you know, the life.
I think that they would be doing it. They would be, unless they have some sort of moral compass that says, nah, you gotta die. However, I don't want to doubt it. I just think that kind of technology could be used in a different way to more like deal with diseases and help us to be healthier. But you still gotta die. Like if that technology exists, then okay. That's like how they work real hard to eradicate smallpox and that kind of thing. They could eradicate certain diseases that cause humanity a lot of hardship. So like cancer.
Yeah.
Like dying from cancer is, you have a real high risk of dying from cancer these days. Almost everybody that's died, have some sort of cancer and they think what. If they take that and they apply it to cancer, then okay. Then you will just die from old age, organ failure, or some kind of simple thing.
Do that with cancer, I sure they're going to find a way to reverse aging. So unless something fall on you and crush you.
We'll get philosophical, but the last thing does always be how much money you can make off it. Because Elon ain't doing this for the greater love of humanity. Elon want to make money and tell blind people they could see. And they had to just pay for this chip and they pay a subscription every month or else we will shut it off. That's like we will shut off your vision because you'll get a pop-up in your head that says your payment is due, your vision will be shut off in 30 days. That's not gonna happen. So he thinking like that. He not really too altruistic about it. So I like it, it's cool, and I think it will benefit humanity. But to your question, they're gonna push it as far because that's what humans just do. Yeah. Let's see how far the thing could go and still want to push it a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm really getting into some Black Mirror. You watch Black Mirror?
Of course.
Yeah.
I watch Black Mirror since...
It had recent episodes that came out.
The recent episodes, they started to go a little bit away from technology, but it was still cool. But they went a little bit away from the technology part of it, but it was still the same kind of dystopian kind of view of life. All right.
Yeah.
What we talk plenty tonight. We talk plenty. The whole hour and almost 10 minutes now. And for the listeners, I know you're probably enjoying the conversation. Thanks. So let me just say thanks one time to all the people that are listening all over and you listen to our podcast. We do appreciate you and all that good stuff. And I really ain't checked the numbers in a long time. So I don't know, wherever you are, send us a message. You can find me anywhere on the internet at makeITsimpleTT because we're going to start making TikTok videos again.
Yes, gonna make a comeback. You can find me at Redbit_Tech on TikTok, Instagram, and probably YouTube. You know, we're making a big comeback for 2024.
2024 is more. Yeah. Something so. So we will catch up with all you next week and we'll see what we have to talk about. I'll let you all know from now, we definitely going to talk about the ban on social media for children in Florida. And probably the week after that, we might have an interview with somebody who's a local technology entrepreneur person, something like that. Soon as you come back from vacation. But stay tuned for that. So that's it there for today, folks. We will see you all next week. Thank you for listening to the Trini Techcast, where I have no slogan, but bye-bye.